Of chocolate. A candy store in Manhattan is targeted by religious groups after it offered chocolate-coated figures of Buddha and Jesus.
I'm a fighter. I can take a punch. I live. I learn something every day. I strike when I need to strike. I prepare. I've earned everything I have. If I fall, I get back up. I won't be underestimated. I'm Aaron, and I put the boom into boom bust.
Do we speak your language?
Informativo NRT.
Want news, programs and documentaries in Spanish? What matters to you? Breaking news, alternative angles, hidden stories. Are you here? Then try RT Spanish. Find out more, visit actualidad.rt.com.
For most of us, chocolate is something of a guilty pleasure. But customers of one New York candy store have taken that to a whole new level. Marina Portnaya reports on the deliciously dividing matter.
I am inside of Bond Street Chocolate, a small little quaint boutique in Manhattan's East Village, best known for its imaginative and playful edible concoctions. But even something as innocent as chocolate, a guilty pleasure for so many of us, can get caught up in controversy. This candy shop is being criticized for its divine collection, which features chocolate statues of religious figures. The Universal Society of Hinduism has asked Bond Street Chocolate to stop making and selling its elephant-headed Hindu god Ganesh. In a press release, the Society's president says Hindu gods are meant to be worshipped in temples or home shrines, and not to be eaten. Linda Stern is the owner of Bond Street Chocolate. Linda, what do you make of all this criticism?
I, frankly, am kind of shocked by the whole thing, because to me it's a complete non-issue, especially in light of recent events, tragic events that happened in Paris. Like, why somebody wants to go after a beautiful little chocolate statue is beyond my comprehension.
I noticed that you do not have a statue of the Prophet Muhammad. Why?
No. Well, I'm not an idiot. I don't want to die. It just wasn't in my radar.
How has all of this affected your business?
With all this attention, because of him, people are now wanting to buy Ganesh's. I'm getting inquiries from overseas. Please send us 20, 30.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of backfiring on him.
While we've been here at Bond Street Chocolate, two people, a filmmaker and a scholar, have come in to speak with the store owner about the recent criticism. At the very least, it has raised the profile and attention of this tiny boutique shop in Manhattan's East Village. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.
Online for you then, Facebook refuses to recognize the names of Native Americans. Complaints come from those with the names like Lone Hill or Brown Eyes, as the social network has a real name policy which leaves them out. All the details, rt.com for that one. Also there you'll see almost 100 cars are involved in a pile-up on a highway near Moscow. Drivers helpless to avoid each other amid the ice and the heavy mist there. All the details again, rt.com for all of that.
Right from the scene. First-rate news and eye-gripping pictures. On our reporters' Twitter and Instagram. To be in the know, follow us online.
Back to one of our top stories now, and the conflict in eastern Ukraine. Our correspondent Roman Kosarev, he has the story of one woman who fled the combat zone and amid the recent escalation of violence.
The town of Uglegorsk, on the front line between the Ukrainian army and anti-government forces, the streets are empty as people have fled the horrors of war.
There were a lot of dead bodies. A man and his wife were killed. The woman died on the spot, and the man was still alive when we put him in the basement and bandaged his leg. We called an ambulance, but it never arrived. I went away to get my things under the shelling. When I returned, he was already dead.
During the evacuation, Yelena was separated from her family. Her husband was sent to a nearby town while she went to Donetsk. She didn't have enough time to get her mom from the bomb shelter.
There was shelling somewhere over there, but here it was quiet and peaceful. I was trying to find my husband. I took my mother and 2 old ladies to a bomb shelter, and then I was put on a bus, and I couldn't go back.
Yelena used to have a small farm. Now she is one of more than 100 refugees accommodated in this medical college. Numerous other locations in and around Donetsk have become temporary homes for people displaced by war.
I was praying to God, and I thank my guardian angel that I'm still alive. Right now, I just want to forget everything, all this nightmare, this horror.
Many of those who fled the Debaltsevo area are so terrified they refuse to speak on camera. Their hometowns completely destroyed, their lives shattered as the war rages on. And any hope of a new life seems a distant dream at best. Roman Kosarev, RT, Donetsk.
The White House has confirmed the death of aid worker Kayla Mueller, who's the latest American hostage known to be held by Islamic militants. The terrorist group sent her family a private message that was later confirmed authentic. The woman was in captivity for more than a year and a half. Mueller is the 4th American to die while being held hostage by Islamic State. The UK and the US have closed their embassies in Yemen and evacuated all diplomatic staff. This comes as Houthi rebels have seized power in the country. The situation escalated earlier this week when crisis talks broke down. Last month, the rebels took control of the presidential palace and other key buildings in the Yemeni capital, forcing the president to resign. The head of the Palestinian Authority, President Mahmoud Abbas, has opened the country's first embassy in Stockholm, just months after Sweden became the first major EU nation to recognise Palestine as a state. Abbas called on other countries to follow suit. There are Palestinian diplomatic missions in most Western European countries now, but not full embassies. Heavy rains have triggered flooding that has forced some 6,000 people to flee their homes in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta. Waist-deep waters have blocked streets across the centre and west of the city, causing traffic chaos. The country's weather system says more storms are forecast for this week, and they could see the situation deteriorate. Coming up on RT then, New York police want more severe punishment for those resisting arrest. That's coming up and breaking the set, but if you're watching in the UK, hello to you. It's Bombast with Erin Aid, and she sizes up the chances of Greece exiting the Eurozone.